All right, we're live. So welcome back to Dapp University. So today I'm going to talk about one of the biggest crypto airdrops that's happened in a long time, and how you might be eligible for this airdrop, and also some future airdrops that are coming out, or potentially coming out that you might want to position yourself for, and how you can do that in this video. Okay, there's definitely some strategies for doing this. We have people in some of these airdrops, get 5 figures plus. That's over $10,000 in free cryptocurrency just for simply using applications. Okay, so it's a pretty exciting time in crypto right now. All right, especially if you were here back in the blow up that happened last May that made a lot of people just step away from crypto. We're seeing Bitcoin reach new all-time highs, Ether and other major cryptocurrencies reach new all-time highs. So, if you stuck around, then congratulate yourself. So we're gonna talk about that in this video today. Answer some of your questions, look at a lot of other news, exciting stuff that's happened in this space since our live stream we did yesterday. Again, we do these live streams Monday through Friday on this channel, about 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Just turn on notifications, subscribe to the channel. You'll find out about those whenever we go live. So before we get into that, if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to master blockchain step-by-step, start to finish, then head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to start today. Last but not least, nothing else in this video is not financial advice, and there's lots of scammers down in the comment section below. Just ignore them, like I'll never give you my phone number or ask you to invest with me. So we got a lot of people jumping in the chat here. We got Culture Highs, Nem, Alberto, Ethan, Michael, Future Crypto Whale, ENIAC, Tam, Bruno, welcome, welcome, welcome. So who in the house got in on the ENS airdrop? Okay, so I saw a lot of people on Twitter who were excited about this, who definitely are positioned for this. So I hope everybody had were able to claim their ENS tokens, or at least found out that they were eligible for this. Okay. So let's first talk about the airdrop that just happened, all right? We're talking about some potential future airdrops that might happen in the future and how you can position yourself for those. But let's start off with this. So Ethereum name service, or ENS, is like domain names for your blockchain wallet. Okay, so you might have seen these .eth handles claiming, all around online, like this ENS.eth. People use this to basically put a human readable screen name on top of their Ethereum wallet address. Okay, so that you can send funds to it. It's easy to memorize. It's like a social handle for your crypto wallet. So anyways, that's like a domain service, and ENS launched a token to help govern the protocol that actually runs the domain name subscription service, okay, that's powered by smart contracts. So it's governed in a decentralized way now. And it's governed by token ownership. So if you hold tokens, you can now vote on changes to the protocol. It's called a decentralized autonomous organization, or a DAO, okay? So how these tokens are distributed are actually through an airdrop, okay, to users. So if you registered an ENS name before, I think it was October 31st, just a few weeks ago, then you are eligible for this airdrop, and you can go see if you have tokens available. Now, if you didn't, I'm going to talk about some ways that you might be able to get other tokens in the future, okay? But you basically just go to the ENS Twitter handle. All right, I'm just going to paste this link in the chat because I don't want anybody to get scammed of the wrong links. So you put that in there, and then you'll go to their claiming Dapp, that's that link, and it basically just says you put in you just connect your Metamask, and it says hey, based on your activity, if you had a domain name in the past, then here's how you claim your funds. Okay, so lots of people received significant amount of tokens. Let me just see. I put a poll out on my Twitter. It was saying, hey, who got ENS tokens? Let me know in the chat if you were able to get some. All right. So let's just do some quick math here. So a lot of people are saying, I'm not going to reveal their identities on screen, but lots of people are saying 470, 385, 9,900. No, that's the US dollar amount. 195. 220. So it looks like a lot of people got about 200 to 250 tokens. So if you did that, let's take a check on the current ENS price. So a lot of people got about 250 tokens times. Let's check on the ENS price right now. And some people ask me, how do you trade the ENS tokens? Well, you trade them on Uniswap, or a Sushi Swap, or 1inch or something like that. So ENS is currently trading about $43, so 250 times 43. So that's over $10,000. So basically, if you had just registered a domain name for like the standard amount of time, like 2 years, and you'd actually like turned it on as your primary domain name for your address, like you would have gotten $10,000. So this is actually pretty significant because we saw the Uniswap airdrop happen last year, where a lot of people made like 10K plus, but you had to do it with multiple wallets. This is just if you were a normal user of one thing, you could have reached 5 figures in airdrop, which is pretty awesome. So a couple other things about this. You don't have to claim your tokens now. So basically, if you don't plan on selling your tokens right away, you're going to probably pay a premium on gas prices to claim them because everything's gotten so crazy. Like you have until May 4th, 2022 to claim them, so you can always wait. Now, we don't know what's going to happen to the ENS price. Of course, not financial advice. But, like I was saying before, is if you bought a .eth handle for $50 and later got a $10,000 worth of ENS for free, that's kind of what happens in Web 3.0, okay? Because you're asked to govern and promote an organization and to delegate your tokens to the right person to incentivize running the organization well. And that's a massive paradigm shift from Web 2.0. So let's talk about some things in the future. So if you missed out on this, I don't think this is the last big crypto airdrop that we're going to see where people can get significant amounts of money. So I'm going to talk about a strategy for how you can position yourself for this actually in a later video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications will probably release that this week, okay? But let's talk about some projects that might potentially be having tokens soon. Now, we don't explicitly know that this is going to happen. We don't explicitly know that they're going to do an airdrop, but we've seen some breadcrumbs floating around, okay? So we actually, let's connect the dots, okay? So we saw some news come out yesterday. Let me just pull it up here. People are piecing some breadcrumbs together, all right? Because there are lots of guesses on who could be next for a big crypto airdrop like this. Like I said, we saw Uniswap, we saw DYDX, we saw an ENS, we saw lots more. Okay, so people are saying, okay, this is a trend. Who could potentially be doing a token next? All right, so I don't have a perfect inside track on this. I don't have any insider information. I'm just piecing together publicly available information to help you connect the dots to see how you might position yourself, something like this. So let's talk about why crypto airdrops happen in the first place. Well, one reason is to do what I'm talking about. Basically, you want to create a DAO. You want to decentralize your organization so you distribute tokens so people can govern it. And now you just fair launch it to those people who are loyal to your program. Okay, it's not really fair launch, but it's loyalty. It's retroactive loyalty. That's really what it is, okay? So we saw that Uniswap, like I was saying, but also part of it is to try to retain users in a competitive environment or incentivize users in a competitive environment. So, Uniswap and SushiSwap have had a competitive relationship throughout all of SushiSwap's existence. Okay, the SushiSwap started with a vampire attack on Uniswap's liquidity, and then a lot of people think that the move to Uniswap to airdrop a token was sort of an answer to that, right? Was sort of like something we're going to do something competitive to help retain loyalty of our users and try not to get them to be liquidity providers on SushiSwap, all that type of stuff. Use our program. So airdrops seem to be a way of helping seal that competitive advantage, okay? Because part of it, gaining loyalty, one of the best ways to gain loyalty to people is just give them free money. You know what I mean? It's that really impacts a person, especially if you don't have a lot of money to invest in crypto and then you just swapped on Uniswap and they gave you thousands of dollars just for doing that. Imagine how much that affects you and how much potential loyalty that can give and stickiness over time. So now you have to connect the dots and say, okay, who has a prominent protocol out there that has not done an airdrop that has significant competition, coming out. So one of them, let's just look at this, okay? Let's kind of connect the dots together. So I saw this tweet come out from Coinbase. So Coinbase is unlocking the world of crypto on desktop. So the latest update for Coinbase Wallet extension brings full standalone functionality. Browse dApps, trade thousands of assets on decentralized exchanges, DEXs, earn with DeFi and staking, and collect NFTs. Okay, so Does that sound like another app that you might have used before on top of Ethereum? Well, if you have this little fox icon up in your browser, that's called Metamask, and it's by far the most popular wallet on top of Ethereum by a country mile. Okay, so basically, Metamask is a hugely popular application, and now is facing serious competition potentially from Coinbase. So, what do you think a logical move would be for Metamask in this case? Potentially to airdrop a token. All right, so there's no guarantee that's going to happen. But what happens if you see other breadcrumbs like this floating around Twitter? So let me see here. All right, other breadcrumbs like this. So this was just buried in a comment thread. So basically, I saw this tweet. So MetaMask is going to have to airdrop a token, kind of what I'm talking about, as a competitive answer. And then we see a reply here, not going to happen since JP Morgan owns at least 10% of MetaMask's controlling entity. They don't want tokens on the balance sheet. Then Joseph Lubin, top dog at Consensus, is saying, Consensus has thousands of tokens on our balance sheet. Consensus is vigorously controlled by its employees, which includes me. We are driving towards decentralization of several of our projects. When Mask, so MetaMask token, stay tuned. And he says, when objective journalism, sir. So he's kind of got a, snarky remark tied to that. But the implication in there is there could be a MetaMask token soon. All right. So, like I said, we don't have a guarantee that it's going to be through an airdrop. I'm just inferring that that's a high likelihood here. We also don't know that. We also don't know who would qualify for the airdrop. Like, what are the constraints? Some people think that you have to have used the MetaMask swap feature, inside the application to be eligible for that, since it's the only way to guarantee that a wallet has actually interacted with MetaMask, since there's no real fingerprint of a MetaMask wallet whenever you do an Ethereum transaction. So it'd be really hard to do it on chain. But yeah, there could be other ways, but there's lots of speculation about this. So that's one thing to watch out for. Definitely watch out for the MetaMask project. Like I said, no guarantees. This is all, I have no insider information on this. This is just publicly available information that I'm connecting the dots on to speculate about what might happen in the future. But we're seeing this stuff roll out. So the other one is, the other one for sure, let's just look at who Coinbase is trying to enter in competition with. So we see that Coinbase has launched their own NFT platform, all right? So what is the other massive NFT platform that has a huge market share on buying and selling of NFTs? Anybody in the chat? We'll do this like a real classroom format. Yeah, so somebody says, when OpenSea, $OpenSea, right? Yeah, so that's another speculation, is that OpenSea could launch a token to retroactively reward people who've used that protocol as well. All right, so because we're seeing competition come in, everybody, you can audit on chain how much volume OpenSea does, and therefore, people want a slice of that pie, so you're going to have competition piling into the space. And one way that OpenSea could potentially incentivize loyalty is to airdrop that token. So, like I said, no, I don't have any inside information on that. This is publicly available information, just connecting the dots in here. Somebody says, well, so what do you all think will be some of the next platforms to drop tokens? Let me know in the chat below. Some people are saying Rarible, Binance NFT, or maybe they were talking about different different NFT platforms. Somebody says Optimism airdrop, MetaMask. Somebody says DAO have some drawbacks also. Voting rights by crypto, whale, and GitHub open source code also the main problem. Yeah, I don't think DAOs are perfect by just imagination. We're trying to find out what works well over time and what doesn't, for sure. Somebody says Rarible already has a token. Yeah, that's true. Somebody says Arbitrum airdrop, LTC. So yeah, there's lots of others that could potentially hit the scene. So like I said, I'm going to talk about a strategy for positioning yourself well for this in another video. Subscribe to the channel, turn notifications. They'll probably release later this week. All right. But now let's talk about some other pretty major breadcrumbs that I'm seeing out there for things that could be coming to crypto pretty soon. All right. So we saw this yesterday pop up. All right. So we saw this tweet thread pop up. So it's saying here, imagine a place built for gamers, home of the best home to everyone playing the great online games, has 150 million monthly active users, generates 130 million in revenue, is a Web3 sleeper. So basically, they were talking about the possibilities for Discord. And then here you have Jason here, who is the founder and CEO of Discord, with a screenshot that subtly just says probably nothing. And you can see this screenshot here of Discord plus Ethereum and a button to connect your Metamask or Wallet Connect. Okay. So, and you can see it's nested under the Discord Connections tab. So we don't know what this is, all right? We don't know what the implication here is, if this is a regular user account where you might be able to connect your Ethereum account to verify your ownership of that account, kind of like Twitter's doing. Again, Twitter is building a feature for NFT verification where if you own like a CryptoPunk, for example, or a Bored Ape or whatever profile picture NFT you use, then you could connect your blockchain wallet. I think it supports stuff besides Ethereum, by the way. And then you could just sign a message that proves that you own the wallet, and then it could pull in your NFTs, and you could like display them on your profile. And then maybe you could select one of those as your avatar image, and then you have like a check, like it's not a blue check mark, but it's like they show your blockchain symbol that's a verification badge, basically, that you own it. So that could be what Discord's doing here. Maybe there's a login with Ethereum feature. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So a lot of other crazy, things are coming out. Other crazy things. We did see this yesterday. Let's see here. When did this come out? Actually, this is morning. We saw this clip on New York Times Dealbook from Tim Cook at Apple. Okay.
Do you own crypto, any Bitcoin or Ethereum? Would you play around with this?
I do, yeah. I think it's reasonable to own it as a part of a diversified portfolio. And I'm not giving anybody investment advice, by the way.
When did you get interested in it?
I've been interested in it for a while, and I've been researching it and so forth. And so I think it's interesting.
So yeah, we've got Tim Cook at Apple talking about personally owning cryptocurrency. Now, full disclosure, this is, or just for clarification, this is not Apple owning cryptocurrency on their balance sheet. This is Tim Cook personally owning cryptocurrency and being interested in it. But Tim Cook also has a pretty profound, influence on the direction of Apple for sure. Now, he says, don't expect Apple to start buying crypto or accepting it as a method of payment anytime soon, okay? I don't think people buy Apple stocks to get exposure to crypto, right? But the fact that he's personally interested in crypto and where it's headed long term is a pretty good sign. So, some other developments that have come up in the space since yesterday that we'll definitely watch out for is what's going on with this come out yesterday. So we saw this. Neon Labs, developer of Ethereum virtual machine on Solana, raises $40 million. So this could be interesting, all right? Because, one of we see this happen a lot for other blockchains that grow quickly is basically an ability to take Ethereum smart contracts and move them over to different environments. So that's one of the reasons that it's really easy to bootstrap a new ecosystem that is EVM compatible. We saw this Binance Smart Chain was one of the first ones that did this. It just blew up kind of overnight. We saw this with Avalanche and others for sure. So one of the things about Solana for sure is there's not always great ways for EVM compatibility, or basically to take some Solidity smart contracts and port them over. There are some ways, but now that we're seeing like native Solidity compilers work to move things over to Solana, that should pose an interesting dynamic to things. So we'll see what happens, because right now a lot of stuff's having to be rewritten because the programming language is incompatible. So another major milestone that's happened over the past couple of days is what's happened with Rocket Pool. Okay, so Rocket Pool has been in development for a long time, and now they're officially live. In just 2 hours, 94 nodes across 28 time zones have registered. Our one-stage target of 15 mini pools has been hit. Stage 2 kicks off November 10th. Big thank you to our community, et cetera, et cetera. So basically, Rocket Pool is a way to do pooled staking, all right, because when you stake on Ethereum 2.0, you have to have 32 Ether in order to stake. You have to run a full validator to do that natively. Now, you can do it with pools. There are other ways to, add your funds together to put them into a staking pool like this. Some other protocols have, delegation at the protocol level. But Ethereum's design choice is intentional, that at the protocol level that you have to have skin in the game to personally run a validator. That's by design, but it's different to have a third-party staking pool that hooks into that, because it's not actually affecting what's going on at the protocol level. So, all right, let's go ahead and check on what's happening in the crypto markets, because we're seeing brand new all-time high levels. Yesterday we saw a new all-time high on Bitcoin, new all-time high on Ether, lots of others. So Bitcoin hit a new all-time high yesterday of $68,641. All right, so some people don't care that much when Bitcoin is like reaching new highs, but it's actually hugely important for the overall market, because it's Bitcoin is still the market leader, especially to the outside world. Most people don't even understand crypto beyond Bitcoin. They don't understand crypto in the first place. They think all crypto is Bitcoin. They think, what's this Bitcoin thing? And they think all these other things are just alternative Bitcoins that do the same thing. But new highs in Bitcoin is massively important for the overall space. Crypto just crossed a $3 trillion market cap. Okay, I believe for the first time. If I can actually get the chart to load here. Well, I don't know if it's going to load. That's okay. We can go look at it another time. But yeah, that's another major milestone for crypto. And ETH printed a new all-time high yesterday at $4,857. And actually, that may have been this morning. Yeah, that was technically this morning. Well, it depends on how you calculate the time zone. So this is 12 hours ago. But within the last, 24 hours, since the live stream yesterday, we hit a new all-time high on ETH. So generally speaking, I think we're going to see significantly higher price levels over the next several months. That's still my read on things. And I base that on the adoption that's happening in the space, how fast things are taking off. You see all this continued adoption, and that value is actually accruing to the cryptocurrencies themselves. Okay, could we see some corrections before then? Definitely could. We're at all-time highs right now, and we're not just ripping off to new levels, so that might be a time to be cautious. Again, not financial advice, just my take on things. So I got some questions in the chat here. Someone says, what about the leverage? Most people should not be using leverage. I realize that sounds like financial advice, but at the end of the day, I'm also okay with telling people to be careful when they should be careful. So somebody says, well, I think about SNX. Do I think it'll pump soon? I'd be happy with that. I've got a small position in synthetics. It hadn't really done much. Let's actually just pull it up here. So full disclosure, like I said, I do hold some SNX tokens. But I got all my synthetics tokens like in the big run up of synthetics in the first place. Like synthetics was one of the first DeFi applications to really take off, that coincided with the beginning of that DeFi boom. And I was getting synthetics tokens like back in here. Okay. So I've had them for a while, so everything's still in profit, but it's kind of underperformed, I'll put it that way. Especially it looks like it's consolidating. I'd be fine with that. Somebody says no, leverage is at all-time high. Oh, I see what he's saying. Yeah, let's look at the crypto leverage. Yeah, so another thing is social sentiment is crypto fear and greed index. We're at 84. We're at extreme greed. So almost every time we hit extreme greed, something bad happens. It's not meant to be FUD, but it's just realistic. That doesn't mean we can't stay in extreme greed for a while. That doesn't mean like a correction is going to happen tomorrow. But that's usually a predecessor to at least some sort of short-term blow-up. Let's actually look at the global leverage. So my leverage calendar won't let me go back as far enough. So I only have like, I just want to say like 45 days. Hold on here. I think I'll have like 30 days of leverage data. So if you all have any good resources on measuring the leverage, let me know. I got a couple. My Glassnode account only has like 30 days worth of data though. Somebody says 15 to 20% Bitcoin shakeout incoming. Somebody says massive correction coming in the next week. Perhaps. Would not surprise me. Somebody says, I have very limited JavaScript experience. How would I benefit from the boot camp? How long will it take until we're marketable for a job? So I'll just tell you past experience from other people who've done it. So basically, you don't need any coding experience to get started now. I have helped people with zero coding experience go through the boot camp and actually land a job within 2 months of graduating. Okay, so that's going to be on the faster end of things. Okay, so basically the track though is you go through you go through it. You get those fundamental skills, and then you go on to build your own project based on your knowledge. Okay, then you use that to create a portfolio, and then you start applying and looking with that portfolio in place to show those skills of what you can do. All right, and that's when you start talking to people. You might get some feedback from stuff if you don't get the job the first time. Okay, what you can work on. But from people who are starting from scratch with no experience, and you just want some sort of timeline, I always say use a timeline of 6 months to a year just to have a goal to work towards. You can do it faster. Might take you longer, but it depends on lots of things. How much time do you have available every single week to devote towards it? Do you have other commitments? All that type of stuff. Somebody says, doubt it. We are pumping massively from here. I'd be okay with that too. Yeah, I mean, I don't really try to call short-term price moves. I try to look at big picture and where are things headed, because in crypto, the whole space is a massive rocket ship, and it's taken off a lot faster than any other market as a category on the face of the earth. And so you're going to massively outperform. Well, we have, I'm not going to say guarantee because it's not financial advice, but very likely to outperform everything else, has outperformed everything else in a much shorter amount of time. And so crypto really rewards people who have patience, okay? Because even 1 year of holding crypto, you could easily be up 10x, Like the ETH price a year ago was, I don't know, $300 or $400, something like that, just off the top of my head. And so if you held ETH for a year, you're up 10x. So who else is up 10x in stocks? Not very many people. Who else is up 10x in real estate? Not very many people. Private equity, maybe. But you got to be an accredited investor to do that. Johnny says the market has increased by 1 trillion since the May shakeout. That money is fake leverage. All right, everybody, that's all I got for today. As always, smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That really helps these videos out so that more people can learn about blockchain. And if you're as fascinated with this technology as I am, you want to get your hands dirty, how can you get started today? Well, you can go to my YouTube homepage. You can find any of my free courses there. They're like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. And if you like those and you want to take the next step, or hey, maybe you want to take a master shortcut entirely, I can show you how to become a blockchain master step-by-step start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You don't have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real-world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.